G'day, Jim Q here. Just thought I'd show you some of my finds in about the last year. About 80% of these, some of them are from my father, and also there's a couple from friends that have given me a couple of coins, and there's just a couple of coins that I've actually bought. So I tried to put most of these, the better ones, in the album, and some of the other ones, like these are all the pennies, I just sort of put in bags. Some of the other ones I've also got in albums. So let's see how we go here. So this gives you an idea of all the half pennies. It's only a few years here that I'm sort of missing with the half pennies. So they go back into the beautiful Commonwealth ones, and then going into the kangaroo half pennies. So I think there's only, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 years half pennies I haven't found yet, and I've got all the rest of those ones up until when they finished in 1964 was the last vintage half pennies. So in terms of the pennies, as you can see, I've got most of those. An idea from start from 1911. So key date's missing, 1925, obviously 1930, and also 1940 as well, KG one, which I haven't got, and on the side is the 1946. So as you can see, the majority of these I've found in the ground. A couple of them are just ones people have given me and have been in a bit better nick, so I try to keep all the good ones in here. Onto the threepences. A few more holes in the threepences. So I haven't got some of the earlier ones, but as you can see, the earlier ones, the King George V ones, had the emblem on them, and then the rest of them, King George VI and Elizabeth ones, had the wheat on them. So as you see, there's plenty of those, and they were first minted in 1910. Some of the later years are usually hard to find because people just held on to them and didn't have enough time to lose them. Sixpences. So I've actually got the majority of the sixpences. So you can see some of the early sixpences can get very, very worn. Some of them get really, really dark with just being in the soil for so long, but most of them clean up pretty well. So the face of the sixpences, or the reverse of them, has remained the same right through. So, and again, some of the later years haven't been able to get, even though there's sort of, for example, 1962 has been 45 million minted. Onto the shillings. Obviously shillings were worth a bit of money, especially in the early times, so they're a bit difficult to find. So I've got I think 4 of the older King George V ones. As you go in, you can see most of the still got plenty of ram's heads and ears to find here. But probably one of my most valuable coins is that one there, 1940 shilling, which is quite rare. And onto the florins, and these are even harder, rarer. So the 1915 one's the one my father found. That was the one I found last week, 1913. And then you have to go all the way back down here, so there's lots of gaps here, into the 1946 and 1947 florin. So there's plenty of those about. And also just some of the later years ones that you picked up, so I've got a few of those and a few doubles. I've also bought a couple of florins, so these are commemorative ones. So that one there is the opening of Parliament House. I haven't been able to get the 34, 35 one, it's a bit expensive, that one. That's the 50 years of Commonwealth Australia one, and that is the Australian flag, 1954. So that's what I've got in that book. I'll just show you, we also, given that our coinage only started really 1910, although we did mint some sovereigns and half sovereigns, we also had used English coins. So I found a few of these. So these are English threepences. Most of these are Victorian ones, so it's about threepences I found, a couple of sixpences, a couple of shillings, although this one here, 1834 one, I actually bought that one, and as with the Gothic florin there, I bought that one, but I found that one there, so that's an 1891. Also found plenty of the older pennies, old English pennies dating back to, I think, 1862 is my oldest one of those, so plenty of those there. And usually you find these in pretty good nick too, so, and the half pennies. So, and usually these are in pretty good condition as well when you find them. So, plenty of those about. That's that. So this is just all the sort of duplicates of sort of threepences, and more threepences. And more threepences. So, because they're silver coins, I just keep them in the nice covers. They've got a lot more value, obviously, with the well, not all of them are 100% silver, but they've got a little bit more value than the copper coins, which are usually pretty well corroded. So there's some of the sixpences, and these are basically ones where I've already got the date, so they're just sort of duplicates of the ones that I've already found. Unfortunately, it's a little bit like collecting footy cards. Sometimes you will get the same date or the same sort of person. There's still plenty more of the sixpences there. What else have we got? A few ram shillings there. So plenty of those. And yeah, there's plenty of florins there as well. 1947 seems to be a pretty popular year, so I think I've got about 5 or 6 of those ones. So yeah, still beautiful coins. So that's all the florins, and the other albums just got. I'll probably run out of space with these ones. So, but these are just all the duplicate half pennies that I've sort of found. There's just sort of pages and pages and pages of these. So just go back and just see what they're like. So it just gives you an idea, and this is why you sort of get hooked into doing this, because it's very addictive when you start finding all of these coins, and all the coins obviously have a bit of history to them as well. So that's about all of those. A couple of nice little things. So these are sort of tokens. So this is the Hedberg from Hobart token. These are usually around the sort of 1850s, 1860s. Use this sort of currency. So as you can see, this is a penny token, and this one is in pretty poor condition. This is actually a trading token for Thomas, and they were grocers, actually, corner of Burke and Swanson Street in Melbourne, which is a pretty significant intersection in Melbourne. It's in pretty poor nick. That's 1854. And the rest here, this is where I just kept the pennies, so all the pennies just sort of sit in here. These things, yeah. There's plenty of those, so yeah, it's probably about over, I don't know, 400 or 500 pre-decimal coins in the last year. Heaps of fun, lots of good research, love doing the research, and looking forward to finding some of these really old ones, especially some of the old English silver ones that we can get in some of the parks and off into the country and around the goldfields. So obviously would love to find a gold sovereign. Would be one of the probably the next big aims as well. Cheers, bye. Yeah, g'day. Just thought I'd just end up with my little box of goodies, and this has just usually got keys and odds and sods and funny things that you find. Little boys and what other fun little things. 4-ounce Troy, so that would have been used in the gold rush time to weigh gold. That's an old printing off a printing for a book. Lots of sort of keys and sort of bits of pennies and things like that. Also a few rings. Haven't found too many rings and so forth, but a few of those sort of things. And these are just the decimal coins, so I probably found it $300 worth of decimal coins. That's just some of it there. So it's just the 1s and 2s, and the other sort of 50s and 20s and 10s and 5-cent coins. So that gives just a bit of an idea of some of the stuff we find. You can find things like that. So it's people in England would probably know that as a pound. I don't know what a 1983 pound is doing in a park in Melbourne, but well, it was there. Cheers.